Hello everyone and welcome back to Case Models. My name is Greg and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new product from Third Rail, their Alco FA-1 locomotives. So in this video we'll start with a little background history, go over my thoughts on the model, and then we'll have them running around the layout. So stick around. To start off, let's go over a little background history on the Alco FAs. Alco would introduce the FA-1 in 1946 and produce it and later variants until 1959. The FA-1 was the first variant to be made of the FA series and was initially made as a freight-only locomotive as a counterpart for the PA, which was more passenger-oriented, much larger locomotive. These were built as competition for EMD's, FTs, and later F and E series locomotives. Erie would order 22 FA-1s and 22 FB-1s numbered in A, B, C, D sets starting with 725. Erie spec'd their units out pretty sparsely compared to other roads, the only key identifier being the firecracker antenna in the middle of the cap roof. These engines would last into the Erie-Lackawanna era, where they eventually gained MU receptacles on top of the nose, as well as a smattering of extra grabs on the nose front and top. Ultimately, the Erie and Erie-Lackawanna FA fleet, which also included a later Erie order for FA-2s, would be traded in and scrapped not long before the Conrail era. None of the original Erie FAs exist today, but a decent variety of different models of the FA family do exist in preservation today, such as FA-2s, FPA-2s, FPA-4s, and various other rebuilds such as the LIRR power packs. Now let's go into the model. These models were delivered in July of this year after what I believe was an original announcement in early 2019. Somewhat long wait time on these, however. From what I've been hearing on the web with these is that people are very happy with them. Normally, until recently, Third Rail engines have been dropping for the last several years. A couple posts get made on like the OGR forum, maybe a video or two, and then information becomes really hard to find on them. There's a lot of things that come out and then I never see a picture of them. However, this is the first one that I've seen where these came out and I've been seeing pictures of them everywhere. I've seen pictures of pretty much almost every road that's been done. So that's a pretty good sign that these have been very well liked, very much so very wanted models. As of recording this, there was also the Third Rail Chargers and Genesis engines, which I've been seeing everywhere. People have been loving those. I'm not getting those, but it looks like a fantastic model from what I've seen, and I hope that that trend continues for Third Rail. We finally see more of their stuff being pushed into the public, being pushed more into the light, people seeing them more. Now, as for the model itself, these engines are equipped with the pretty standard Third Rail package, so LED lighting all throughout, ERR cruise and Rail Sounds 5, single motor tank drives, smoke unit, electric couplers from the factory for 3 rail, but with the option to add KDs like how I did on mine, and as well as a plate to fill in the hole in the pilot if you do add scale couplers. This also adds an air hose detail. My set here is an Erie ABBA set numbered for 725 and then sublettered A, B, C, D as per Erie prototype. These were Phase 1A's FA-1s in real life, and that detail is correctly modeled. This is noted by the grills on the side of the body, which are a kind of chicken wire mesh, and on the battery boxes, which are on the fuel tanks on the FA-1. You see the louvers for cooling off the batteries are vertical. Later variants would have what was known as FAR grills on the side of the body, and those louvers would be horizontal. You can also see at this point the detailing for the builder's plates, which is all legible. The only other Erie-specific detailing that I can think of is the firecracker antenna and the horn setup on these. Erie didn't really do anything crazy with their FAs like other roads, so it was good that they got all that right. Colors and the logos look right on where they should be, as well as the wings of the Erie logo. I know that can be a little tricky. The only thing that I wish was done differently was the way that the pilots were done. Now, normally on third rail cab units, like I think the PAs were like this. I know the F units and the E units are like this, where if you want the more scale look with scale couplers, they just include an entirely separate pilot, like the pilot that would be included with the 2-rail models, instead of this plate on the front. This plate started with, I think, the Jeep 9s and Jeep 7s. So, unfortunately, what it did result in on a pilot like this is you can see there's a bit of a line that goes around the entire front of the pilot. I could go and fill this in with a modeling putty, but then I'd have to repaint the front of the pilot. I'll probably come back to that at some point. It's not too... I've done stuff like this before, like a set of Lionel FA-2s that I did a fixed pilot and KD conversion job on. But hopefully for future releases, then that is an option. Although, looking over the model, it did seem like the pilots on these are built into as part of the frame. So I guess 2 and 3 rail models had completely different frames. So far, though, I've put a solid couple hours of runtime on these engines, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever. I'm really excited to finally have these. I've been after a good set of FAs for a long time, and these have fulfilled that wish of mine. So, without further ado, let's get to running them around the layout. I believe that about wraps it up for my review on the new third rail FA-1s. Overall, I'm really happy with these models, and I hope to see a second run soon so I can grab some of your Lackawanna ones. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to see more reviews and projects from me in the future. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask below. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.